Caitlin Clark finally responds back to the criticism and the hate that she's receiving. But before we get off into this video, you come across this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you'll know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if it's your first time coming across my YouTube channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video out, and make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute, and you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, Caitlin Clark has finally fired back at the criticism and the hate that she's receiving. But before we get off into today's podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek, the official sponsor of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the #1 rated ticketing app. Downloads, 70,000 plus events from concerts to sports. All your tickets across the web, all in one place, rated 1 to 10. Green means good, red means bad. Tickets are backed by your buyer's guaranteed. And remember, use my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout to get $20 off your purchase. And just know, by using my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout, you're getting $20 off your purchase, and also you're supporting the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Well, let's get right off into it. Caitlin Clark has finally fired back at the criticism and the hate that she's receiving. Well, we all know that Caitlin Clark is an exceptional and a phenomenal, basketball player. Through her first 5 games in the WNBA, her team is 0-5. And, she's struggling a little bit, but she's still putting up exceptional numbers. So what happened a couple months back, Cheryl Swoops took to Gil's Arena and she made her assessment on what she thought, Caitlin Clark would have to do coming into the WNBA, the adjustments that she was going to have to make. And she stated what she stated, and a lot of people thought that, Cheryl Swoops was hating on Caitlin Clark, but she was just giving an assessment on how she thought that Caitlin Clark would have to adjust to the WNBA. And then what happened after that? One of the mainstays in the WNBA, a veteran, Diana Taurasi of the Phoenix Mercy, she made her, assessment. And what happened, the media took wind of that and they ran with it, and they thought that Diana Taurasi was hating on Caitlin Clark, which I don't think she was hating on, Caitlin Clark. They took a little sound bite and they tried to twist it up and made it seem like that she was hating on Caitlin Clark. So now what happened is Charles Barkley made some statements on Inside the NBA TNT after one of the playoff games, and he stated that, people should stop hating on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing money to the WNBA. He got the girls charter flights and things of that nature. And LeBron James weighed in too on the Mind of a Game podcast. He made his little statement on how he felt toward Caitlin Clark. He said he was almost in a similar situation as her, coming in, to the NBA as a young guy. Some of his teammates, their recordings are out there saying that, he could just jump on our bandwagon. How's a high school player going to come in and help us and lead us? And, he made his statement felt about, what people were saying about Caitlin Clark. So what happened? Angel Reese fired back at Charles Barkley on a tweet, which was controversial, which was later taken down by Angel Reese, stating that, they went into a hostile, environment at the New York Liberty in the Garden, and they came out with a big win. And it was a collective, effort from the whole team, not just one person on a charter flight. So what happened is a lot of people thought that Angel Reese was taking a shot at Caitlin Clark, which she wasn't. And, things just got a little out of hand, but since then it's kind of calmed down. But now what has happened? Caitlin Clark has finally fired back to the criticism and all the hate towards her. So what happened is she took the Indiana Fever, their 0-5 record, into Crypto.com Arena in LA, playing the LA Sparks. And what happened? They got their first victory. So after that first victory, Caitlin Clark, took to the post-game press conference and she has some things to say. And I'm going to read from the article and you guys can follow along. Caitlin Clark on playing in the big league and the raging popularity contest around her name According to Deadline, the year's #1 WNBA draft came clean about her main focus. Responding to the question pitted against her, Clark said, "To be honest, I'm not really on social media. I don't read that. This is my job. My job is to compete and play basketball every single day." Without letting online conversations about her bring her parade down, she addressed how the booming interest on the women's side of the sports was beneficial, helping them all collectively. She said, "I think the more attention we get on every team around the league, that's only going to help me get better and better." Expanding on her role in the team, she added, "My job is to continue to show up and help this team get better. We're fighting for our first win. That's my main focus." Lakers star LeBron James also nodded along to the sentiment. "People need to realize the Indiana Fever, this is the second year in a row they had the #1 pick. Do y'all know what that means? That means that they're not that good." Asserting that we was rooting for Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston, he hoped they would do great. So after the final buzzer of the last night's game, Clark's mood was evidently through the roof. According to the Canadian press, the Iowa Star expressed how the Fever's latest triumph reminded her why she loved playing the game and why she started playing basketball. You get a win and you walk off the floor and there's so many young kids screaming your name and love getting to watch you. So Caitlin Clark responded to the criticism, and like I stated before, she's not on social media. So for people that in the media said that, Angel Reese subtweeted something that Caitlin Clark said, and that's how the controversy started, the media trying to put them two against each other. There was nothing there. That shot that Angel Reese tweeted was toward, Charles Barkley. So what happened last night's game when they played the Los Angeles Sparks? They finally got their, first win of the year. And Caitlin Clark, although she said that she didn't play well, her teammates gave her the props because she set everything up. She had 11 points, she had 10 rebounds, and she had 8 assists. And then also she hit the dagger 3 with like 46 seconds left to put them up 5 against the LA Sparks to go in, cruise to victory. So they got their first win. But on the season, through 6 games, Caitlin Clark has played exceptional. Her numbers are 16.7 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, and 6.2 assists. The record don't speak that the team is doing well, but individually, she's still, making things happen on the court. Well, what happened later on this evening, they took another L to the Las Vegas Aces. But, that's expected. She only had 8 points, so she didn't have that great of a game, but, she's learning. So, she finally, came out and made a statement against all the criticism and the hate, and that was well said by Caitlin Clark. Everybody, seems to think that, a lot of people are hating on Caitlin Clark. I really don't see that. That's just the way it goes. She is the cash cow. She is bringing eyes to the WNBA. She's putting fans in the seats in every arena that she goes to. But there's one thing about these Iowa fans that follow Caitlin Clark. I think it's all about Caitlin Clark, and do they really, are they really invested in the WNBA? I think they're invested in Caitlin Clark. I don't think they really are invested in the WNBA. But that's either here nor there. That's just my personal belief, and that's my personal opinion. But, Caitlin Clark, she's an exceptional basketball player, and I'm glad that she got a chance to, speak her piece about all the criticism and the hate that's going around. And the way she said it, I don't think she considers people hating on her. She says she has a job to do. And we wish her well. And like I said, she's the cash cow. She's bringing money to the WNBA. She's getting the eyes on the WNBA. She's putting fans in the seats, and these arenas are being sold out everywhere she goes. So she's a media draw. So you guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comments section about, her response to the criticism and hate. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. And remember, On your way out the door, give this video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Droppin' podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.